What's going on to all of my Libras out there? So you have the Five of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the Empress, the World, the Two of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and last but not least, we have the Knight of Swords. This is for Libra. So, a lot of Pentacle cards, not a lot of air cards or sword cards. What I'm seeing here for a lot of you Libras, right? I'm seeing how a lot of you Libras right now, the Five of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. That's interesting. Okay, so you Libras are walking away from a situation, thought process, relationship. You're walking away from it. You're walking away from a chapter in your life, is what I am seeing. You are essentially walking away from. The Four of Pentacles is what you're not walking away from. You're not walking away from your value. And yes, of course, Libras, you do have a lot of value. Whenever it is that you Libras are very much so in a correct space, you Libras can be the sharers, just like all air signs can be the sharers of a lot of in-depth information that can help a lot of people. You know, I know Libras. There's a lot of Libras. DDG is a Libra. You know what I mean? DDG is a Libra, and DDG is one of the best people if you want to go to help with your YouTube channel. You understand? So, with that being said, DDG being a Libra, yes, Libras are very much so valuable. Yes, of course. And this is how a lot of you Libras are unwilling to deviate or walk away from your own value. The Page of Pentacles is, so what are you thinking? A lot of you Libras are thinking that you're just going to offer that type of value to somebody else. If somebody doesn't necessarily want to meet you halfway, you Libras will decide to actually move forward with your lives and kick it with somebody else. It's not that big of a deal for a lot of you Libras. The Three of Wands, however, represents this being a situation for a lot of you Libras where you need to pay attention to how the type of people whom you are offering value to and bringing value to, pay attention to who they are. It doesn't, listen to me, it doesn't take, let me bring this closer to my mouth. This doesn't take a lot or a very long time or a lot of situations to happen, to occur, for you to know if somebody is playing games or if somebody is keeping it 100 with you. It doesn't take all of that. And the reason why I'm saying that it doesn't take all this amount of time is because, see, what most people do is they actually ignore the signs that these people are dysfunctional, and because they have a problem with guilt. Oh, I should thug it out. I should stick it out with this person, right? Without realizing, once you see red flags, and let me go ahead and actually take the time to stop BSing and actually explain just a little bit, because I may make a future video talking about that, but to explain a little bit what red flags are and what they are not, and how you can have no red flags. A red flag is a character flaw. Having flaws is a different subject. Everybody has flaws, without exception. Me, you, everyone does. Having a character flaw is not being good with money, putting other people's lives in jeopardy, being, drinking and driving, this need to drink and drive. That's a character flaw. That's a red flag. It is something that is so overbearingly dysfunctional to the point where it's a deal breaker. You can't deal with it. You can't rock with them. People, the truth is, most people in the dating market, they ignore red flags. this person is telling you, they're very good with their hands, and they're touchy with their hands, and you're getting to know them, and they like to play with their hands a lot, and they like to do all of that. That's a red flag, because sooner or later, this person is going to get real touchy with and real comfortable with their hands, regardless of who it is. And I hope YouTube don't hit me for that. I'm just making an example. Another thing is that another concept of it is due to the fact that another red flag is, like I said, they're not necessarily very good with money. They get money. No matter how much money they get, they spend it off, because it's the mentality of, well, I'm always gonna have it, so I'm gonna have it, because so I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy myself, because I only live once. YOLO. I always have it. That's a red flag, a character flaw. A flaw is we all go to the bathroom. You know, a flaw is, you know, I don't know, I overcooked the garlic and stuff like this when it is that I was cooking, and the garlic came out a little bit burnt, right? It's a mistake. You underestimated how much time the garlic was on the stove. Insignificant small things that essentially can be looked past upon. But what most people do is they ignore red flags. The Page of Pentacles is, while you out here and you're entertaining other people and you're experiencing other people, stop entertaining red flags. Stop getting into relationships or trying to get to know people who have red flags, and that they have red flags. But because see, that's another thing too. And in a video, I may explain that too. A lot of people have narratives that they want to fulfill. A lot, there's this narrative that, I need to ignore red flags in a person because everybody has them. No, they don't. I don't have any red flags. I have flaws. Of course I do. Of course. Of course I do. Of course I have flaws, right? Of course I do. But I don't have any red flags. There's nothing that you can look at me, and I'm using myself as an example to put myself out there so that I can be transparent. I don't have any red flags where people are like, oh, well, you're a bad influence, you're a bad individual or whatnot. You're out here doing evil things. You're conspiring and all this other type of stuff. It's like, no, I don't. I have flaws. Absolutely. Of course I do. And I will admit my flaws, of course. But red flags, putting people in danger, driving on the highway I'm not doing all of that. I'm not doing that. So the thing is that while you out here doing that, just pay attention. Don't try to run with these narratives that you have to ignore these red flags or whatnot, because every last or this amount, when you see red flags going on, it's time for you to bounce. The Ace of Swords represent this being a situation for you where, don't try, again, the Ace of Swords, just as I was saying, don't try to logisticize it. Don't try to normalize it. Don't try to make it seem like these people are normal, or these people, I ain't gonna say normal, these people are healthy for doing the things that they act like they're supposed to be healthy doing. The Empress represents Libra, so you showed up in your own reading. But the Empress in this tarot deck is invoked incorrectly, because the Empress is air, because it represents Libra, and the way that the Empress is faced is east, which is fire. The Empress is actually supposed to be facing the other way, which is west, which is air, which is creativity. So the Empress, the world, and the Two of Pentacles represents the Empresses also too. Like I said before, like I was talking about, see, none of the stuff that I be saying is cap. Pay attention to these agendas that you think. If you make up these stories, Libra, in your mind, it's gonna, I'm warning you to look out for you. There's a chance that it can mess you up. because what will happen here is that you'll see some red flags, you'll ignore it, trying to make it normal, and then what you'll do is you'll be in a situation later on where you'll be unhappy with the new people whom you are dating or hanging out or getting to know. Because remember, Libra is a zodiac sign. Libra and Aries and Taurus are zodiac signs that do like to, and Pisces that do like to romanticize their relationships. Now remember, the etymology of romance is entertainment. So don't get so caught up in the entertainment, romantic aspect of it to the point where, again, you deal with these agendas or you put energy into or attention into these agendas to the point where you mess yourself up. You don't want to deal with that, because what's going to happen here is drama. You're going to have a lot of misfortune happen to you if you allow yourself to be caught up in situations with people with this, because you're dating people who are entertaining because they seen a clip off of Love and Basketball, or I don't think it was Love and Basketball. I think that was a movie. Love That goes to show you how much I don't watch that crap. Love and Hip Hop and all that other type of mess. So the thing is that the the um the world and the page of pentacles, excuse me, the world and the two of pentacles represents you have to create a foundation. A foundation. The world represents the foundation. It represents the kingdom. It represents the foundation. It's Capricorn, right? So that's part of why Capricorn is the exact opposite sign of Cancer, because Cancer represents the foundation in the home. Capricorn represents the foundation, meaning the entire planet. The planet Earth, i.e., the world, but the planet Earth is the foundation, or what is the center of the universe, meaning that it's the foundation for where all of these energies gravitate and get magnetized to. Now, it's the same thing when it comes to you, Libras. What it's saying is that you're going to be a magnet right now for a lot of different people. If you're going to do that, and if you're going to do that successfully, what you need to do is pay attention to the type, i.e., quality of people who you have gravitating towards you. You don't want to be in a situation where you got a lot of dysfunctional people around you who are entertaining in the dramatic effect, but people who you can't really trust to actually get anything seriously done with. The Two of Pentacles is some of you Libras will be asking yourselves if there's a such thing as love, or if there's a such thing as, I should say, to be more accurate, if there's a such thing as real relationships. The answer to that question, the short answer is yes, there is. But again, you have to see, this is what I'm talking about. You have to build that relationship. Not wanting to get your hands dirty in a relationship, that's not going to fly. If you Libras want to be in a strong relationship, because Libra is a zodiac sign that a lot of y'all don't necessarily like to get yourselves into the the dirty things of a relationship. What I mean when I say dirty things is in situations with people who are emotional or giving you some problems. You're going to have to go through that. Otherwise, it's not a real relationship. You or them are just around. You or them are just around for the relationship's sake, right? And you don't want it, you know what I'm saying? You don't want it to be like that. So what happens here is that the Queen of Wands, I don't know if y'all saw that, but some orbs or whatever the case may be, or could be me tripping, but the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Swords represent how this is a situation for you where what's next for you to do is for you to build healthy relationships. Too much fighting, time to leave it alone. Too much hearsay, not enough action, time to leave that alone. A relationship is built off of words. A relationship is built off of time plus congruency of words and actions. Let's clarify the Knight of Swords. Chariot, the Judgment, the Ace of Wands. The Chariot, just remember, whatever kind of relationship you allow yourself to be in is what you look for. The Judgment. The Judgment is a situation where get rid of any relationship that does not work for you and stop waiting. Don't worry, I'm gonna talk to you Libras about some things, right? So that I can help y'all or assist y'all in your life, right? Don't worry about it. That video is coming. But just know that if you see anybody that isn't necessarily working well with you, it's time to let them go. And then you have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands represents your mind has to be one of your great tools that you use to understand if you're in a situation that will ultimately um, be in your benefit. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Peace.